Hello everyone, Johnny Thunder, EAS&Weather here with a severe weather update. We have a busy day expected across the southern U.S. today, and I'll get to that here in this video. We have an enhanced risk for severe weather today that encompasses east central and southeastern Arkansas, north central and east central Louisiana, all of Mississippi, southwestern Tennessee, the western half of Alabama, and northwestern part of the Florida Panhandle. We have a slight risk today that encompasses east central Texas, much of Louisiana, central Arkansas, the very far extreme southwestern edge of Kentucky, much of Tennessee, the eastern half of Alabama, west central and southwestern Georgia, and the central part of the Florida Panhandle. And we have a marginal today that covers parts of eastern Texas, parts of Arkansas, far southeastern Missouri, south central and southwestern Kentucky, central Tennessee, parts of Georgia, and the central part of the Florida Panhandle. Going to the tornado threat for today, there's a 10% chance of tornadoes, and this is going to be more than isolated. It's going to be much more than isolated because, with that 10%, it's going to be a lot more. It'll be a lot more than isolated tornadoes. Okay, the 10% tornado risk area today covers east central and southeastern Arkansas, north central and east central Louisiana, most of Mississippi, southwestern Tennessee, west central and southwestern Alabama, and the far northwestern part of the Florida Panhandle. Now, if you look at the black dashed area, the black dashed area covers most of the 10% area. The black dashed area is where we have the highest chance of seeing tornadoes of EF2 rating or stronger on the enhanced Vegeta scale. So, again, that 10% area covers, the black dash area covers most of the 10% area. So, again, those areas you're going to have to be prepared to see those strong tornadoes. Now, the lower the numbers, the lower the numbers are on the chances for tornadoes, the more isolated the threat will be, but not zero. If there's a number, there's a threat, as the Weather Channel would say. But anyway, there's a 5% chance of an isolated tornado today that covers east central Texas, parts of Louisiana, parts of Arkansas, the western half of Tennessee, southern Mississippi, far southern Mississippi, I should say, most of Alabama, the western half of the Florida Panhandle, and western Georgia. And there's a 2% chance of an isolated tornado today that encompasses eastern Texas, far southern Louisiana, parts of Arkansas, far southeastern Missouri, south central and southwestern Kentucky, central Tennessee, parts of Georgia, and the central part of the Florida Panhandle. Going to the wind threat for today, we have a 30% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today that covers east central and southeastern Arkansas, northern and eastern Louisiana, all of Mississippi, southwestern Tennessee, the western half of Alabama, and the northwestern part of the Florida Panhandle. Now, if you look at the black dashed area covers southeastern Arkansas, far northeastern Louisiana, northwestern Mississippi, and southwestern Tennessee. The black dashed area is where we have a 10% chance of seeing hurricane-force wind gusts of 74 miles per hour or higher. So, again, that black dashed area is where we have the highest chance of seeing hurricane-force wind gusts of 74 miles per hour higher from thunderstorms. So, there's a 15% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour or higher today that encompasses east central Texas, much of Louisiana, parts of Arkansas, the far southwestern, the very far extreme southwestern edge of Kentucky, much of Tennessee, much of Alabama, western Georgia, and the central part of the Florida Panhandle. And we have don't like this update on me, but we have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today. That covers eastern Texas, parts of Arkansas, far southeastern Missouri, south central and southwestern Kentucky, central Tennessee, parts of Georgia, and the central part of the Florida Panhandle. And finally, going to the hail threat, there is a 5% chance of hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger today. That encompasses eastern Texas, most of Louisiana, most of Mississippi, most of Arkansas, far southeastern Missouri, western Tennessee, and southwestern Kentucky. So going to the summary for today, severe thunderstorms are expected from parts of far east Texas into much of the lower Mississippi Valley and southeast. Several tornadoes and scattered to numerous damaging wind gusts should be the primary threats. A few strong tornadoes are possible. Intense thunderstorms should develop by late this afternoon and continue through the overnight hours. So, going to tomorrow's threat, the day 2 outlook. If this thing, okay, there we go. Took a little bit to load. So tomorrow we have a margin risk for severe weather tomorrow that encompasses the extreme southeastern corner of Alabama, northern Florida, much of the Florida Panhandle, the southeastern half of Georgia, most of South Carolina, the eastern half of North Carolina, east central and southeastern Virginia, southeastern Maryland, the southern half of Delaware, and the very far extreme south central tip of New Jersey. Going to the tornado threat for tomorrow, there are 2 areas where we have a 2% chance of an isolated tornado tomorrow. One encompasses the very far extreme southeastern tip of Alabama, northwestern Florida, the eastern half of the Florida Panhandle, and central and south central Georgia. And the other 2% risk of an isolated tornado tomorrow covers northeastern North Carolina, southeastern Virginia, southeastern Maryland, and extreme southwestern, the very far extreme southwestern tip of Delaware. Going to the wind threat for tomorrow, we have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher tomorrow. That encompasses the very far extreme southeastern tip of Alabama, northern Florida, much of the Florida Panhandle, the southeastern half of Georgia, most of South Carolina, the eastern half of North Carolina, southeastern Virginia, southeastern Maryland, southern half of Delaware, and far south central New Jersey. And going to the hail threat for tomorrow, there is no hail threat tomorrow. So, in summary, isolated strong gusts are possible on Sunday, mainly from late morning through the afternoon across portions of the southeast and mid-Atlantic. So, that's all I got for today. Stay safe in the affected areas both today and tomorrow, and especially today, especially across the south today, with that enhanced risk. So, you're really going to remain vigilant if you're in the enhanced risk, but even in the slight and the marginal, you'll want to remain vigilant today as well, but especially the enhanced risk. So, stay safe both today and tomorrow. Stay safe in the affected areas both today and tomorrow, and I will have another update tomorrow. If there's an upgrade to today's risk later, I'll have a video on that. But until then, stay safe, take care.